I think a big part of creating trust is to make the people visible. I have to share an example there. I've been working with an HR department of an organization. They very good map their processes, and they wanted to share the processes with the organization, and they want to publish news on the intranet. And they were thinking about a picture which they want to use. Now we described our process, and you can find this and that here and there. And they used a classical picture with gear wheels. Like it was blue and dark gear wheels there, so it's really technical, not much emotions. And they thought, we're doing processes, so we have to use a picture like this. And I asked them, what about doing the other way? What about taking a picture of you in a workshop, mapping this process? So people on this picture, more emotions, feelings, maybe also laughing and smiling into the camera, or however you take the picture. But completely take another perspective on what you're doing there. And this then also will help to create trust, because you know the people who are working on this topic and so on, and take out this technical stuff there.
But I want to really dig deeper, because I think it's such an important part. Building trust, making people visible. You mentioned already one way in the communication of it. Please, can you share maybe even more examples on how can we make that human aspect more visible in the realm of BPM, maybe beyond also, let's say, highlighting pictures, which, by the way, I also believe it's a good idea. Because don't we have really often a lack of trust when it comes to things being anonymous?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's true. And with regards to processes, I would always recommend to think about how to develop your process community. So bring together the people, or first identify the people, yeah, know who's working in and on your process, and then bring these people together. Hopefully physically at one location, maybe once a year if it's an international community where you have to travel. If it's just a local community, then you should think about more often events organizing to bring together the people, so that all the people can get to know each other. They can bring in their ideas. You can use the time to further improve the process, or just to train the people, to get feedback and so on. Or maybe also for gamification parts, to train the process, to play the process, interaction of the different roles, and having in the beer in the afternoon there. That's always something I would recommend. So if you have a 2 days event, then make use of the night, have a beer together, to, yeah, in the end, get to know each other, create trust, and ease process execution.
There's a lot of things you mentioned there, and gladly we actually do quite a lot of these things. So yeah, you're welcome to also join our community, which is open to everyone. Yeah, so really the BPM community, the SAP Signavio community is really for everyone, even competitors, other vendors who want to join, because we believe it is such an important thing for everyone in all the different kind of areas. And maybe to come towards the end, we have heard a lot about, trusting people, how to generate a framework, and we delved a little bit into technology. Let's look a little bit into the future. Do you think that actually implementing, building up trust, maintaining trust, and also making it visible will become more challenging with all the noise of data which we have? Or do you think that the advancement of the technology will actually help us to compensate for the noise? What is your outlook on that?
As I learned, AI is really bad with regards to emotions. So this will for sure also be a very important aspect in the future, looking onto human-centric BPM, talking about the people. You can ask AI for recommendations, what you should typically take into account and so on. But in the end, I think it's people working together, And these people have to have skills and the feeling for emotions and talk about that. And this is for me something which is really strange to talk about emotions and ask people for emotions. But I learned that as a superpower, it's so strong. If you're in a workshop, ask the people, how do you feel now? Or how do you feel when executing the process? How do you feel right now? Which emotions do you have now? And so on. And if you are able to open up this discussion, that's a superpower. So I think this is always something we have to keep in mind, and we have still, I at least have to learn how to do this more and more, and focus on that in the future. Maybe maybe AI can remind of doing this, but in the end, it's the people who have to do it.
And that is a really nice closing. Maybe let me share with you, it is really the most powerful question of any coach to ask, how do you feel? And obviously you need to be authentic when you ask it.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, also must be authentic to give a real answer. And I think these are really, especially like in sports, the coach can only ask these two questions. The first one is, how do you feel? And then at the end of a training session, how did this feel? And I think this is really a great closing. Thanks, Mirko, to be here on a Tea with Tea with us today. I definitely will follow your new process lab, the letter, and all the cool podcasts you're doing. And with that, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for this experience. It felt quite good, really good, exciting. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.